Hi everyone, my name is Charlie, and today I'm going to talk about book buying bans and why, oh why, they never worked for me. This whole subject could be summed up in one sentence. I like books. I can't stop myself from buying them. There is a library, and I use the library quite a bit. I once used it that much I ended up with a £50 fine that ended up into a £100 fine, and we don't talk about that anymore because basically I spent £100 at the library on overdue books because I heard about the fact that we owed £100,000 in library debts as a society, and I just could not cope with being part of that. Ariel Bissett made a video about how she is doing a book purge, which is actually a brilliant idea. And something I would have loved to have partaken in myself had I not constantly been unhauling books and not telling you about them. As I said in my first unhaul video, I regularly unhaul books. And I've done this because I was feeling the weight of these unread books on my shelves. And there was a sense of disappointment, which you don't want from books. You want this very good sense of gratification. So, I have bought a lot of books in the past, and I have given away a lot of books, and I've put myself on book buying bans. And last year I made the decision to try and get my reading list to as few books as I could manage, and this included giving away a lot of books. I think the person that actually upset the most was my brother, because he was seeing that I'd spent all this money and wasn't getting any money back for them because I was giving them away, but as I pointed out, I didn't actually have the money, so I wasn't losing anything. Let's talk about the reason book buying bans didn't work for me. Honestly, it's just because I like to buy books. I don't really buy that much else in my life apart from jumpers, and if I end up giving them away, I don't mind so much. I do question whether I have too many books on my shelves that I'm not going to reread, but when I go through the books to take to the charity shop, a constant thought in my mind is, am I going to reread this book? And the only reason I haven't got rid of my Charles Dickens collection yet is because although I know I can buy them from the library, I feel like I put a lot of time into finding these books. And also like I said, there's the whole thing about saying he was my favourite author, which was a lie, and he could not be my favourite author because he does some terrible things. His women are so poorly written. I cannot cope with it. I cannot cope with it. And honestly, I do believe that Nancy would have been better if she just nobbled Oliver Twist herself. Sorry. I have much resentment for Oliver Twist. It has no place in this video. So I've tried many book buying bans in the past. I've tried the thing of read 5 before you buy, read 3 before you buy, as you're buying them, read them, but it doesn't work because eventually I just end up with a mass of books. And why do I mention this? I mention this because I might have bought nearly 20 books this month. And I didn't go into this month with the intention of buying 20 books. I went into this month with the intention of buying myself Christmas presents. Because I waited until after Christmas to buy myself books. And then I went to my nan, my lovely grandmother, and I said to her, I don't want boots for Christmas, would you mind buying me some books instead? And my grandmother, being so glorious, said to me, sure, I will spend as much on books as you would have spent on boots. I spend a lot of money when I buy my boots. So I'm going to get some brilliant books, and you will probably see them in the book haul at the end of this month. But honestly, I've kind of let go of the guilt of buying books. Not because I don't still feel the weight of these books that I haven't read sometimes, but because I know that I can give them away. I have a lot. Touch wood. Is this wood? I don't think this is wood. It's probably plastic. Touch wood. I actually have quite a few years left on the planet. So I am going to have a lot of time to feel guilt, and I probably won't read every single book on my shelves. And honestly, I can say that I don't mind about that. Because currently, the majority of the books on my shelves are books that I want to read. Books that I don't want to read are basically Charles Dickens. There's an entire shelf here. Usually the bottom shelf of my bookcases is the shelf that I put the books I don't want to read on, and that is where currently my classics are. And the reason they're there is because, I don't know, putting all my classics in a haul would just feel mean. And also I know that one day I want to read them. I do want to read Charles Dickens, and I want to read his entire back catalogue of work, but honestly, since the Pickwick Papers, he's just served to disappoint me. Honestly. He's not doing his job correctly at all. Anyway, the point of this video was, will I be participating in any book buying bans in the future? And I can honestly say that I don't think I will, because I like reading, and although I do have the library to go and get books, and if I find a book that I want to read at the library, I'll get it out of there first before I purchase it. I always check the library's catalogue before I go and buy a book, but I'm not going to ban myself from buying books, because I feel like banning yourself from buying books is just another way of feeling guilty about something, and we have no need to feel guilty at ourselves for doing what we love. So until next time, that is all.